Alright, Forex market, here we go. Second time for the day, guys. Fascinating story on the Aussie dollar. And an important update just as well. We just closed out our short position on the Aussie dollar. Took a nice profit on the way out, but that's not the main story here. Right? The main story was the way we were basically enduring a loss on paper for quite some time, for probably more than a week. We got in as price action began to pull back off of that 280 moving average, and as we did, we got in relatively in the middle of that bar pretty much, and then we had to wait a long time, right, about a week, more than a week, for price action to come back down. So for a number of days, we saw that position bleeding pretty much every day. Price action was spiking higher and higher. Our stop loss level was outside of that range, and at some point yesterday, huge move on the downside. That's what we were expecting. Finally, we got that break. Now, here's the interesting part. All right, I mean, up to this point, I've just stated facts. But here's the interesting part. We were supposed to chase this downside trend all the way to 79.93, right? That was our original profit target. However, and if you take a look at the weekly chart, you can see the potential. We got that back and forth exchange right here on the bottom, right? We got that big upside move followed by correction, and then another one. We think price action might be starting to trade sideways here on a pretty large scale, but then of course it will go back to where it came from, hence that 71.93 as a target. Having said all that, it seems to be that the short-term cycle has a different approach, right? Because right now it is setting the tone. And if you get closely to what's happening right here, right? Well, that's what we did. We figured out that there's another lowercase trading range that is starting to develop here and basically represents the short-term cycle. Here it is. This kind of move. Check it out. Downside leg, upside move, right? Upside leg and another drop. Everything I was describing pretty much a minute ago. So that belongs to the short-term cycle. And here we find the price action, not surprisingly at all, is having a big battle right now as we speak with 74.31 after we've been already able to record that 1, 2, 3 type of move. So obviously we can expect another leg back up as part of that consolidation phase, like I said, that derives from the short-term cycle. So we can easily expect another back and forth exchange before price action actually breaking down. So it wouldn't be wise to sit here and wait for it while price action comes back up to 75.24, you know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense. For us, we're out. We've seen enough. If price action breaks 74.31, don't get me wrong, we're right back on it. And right now, this pair is on our watch list with 74.31 as the trigger level. On the flip side, if it starts to get the same rejection it got yesterday, well, guess what? It's turning around. And then, of course, we have to flip over. So before we flip over, we're just going to take a break, right? Probably for 24 hours. Pretty sure we're going to be back on this one by tomorrow. Fresh thing tomorrow. We're going to either pull the trigger on a bullish position or establish a short position, a bearish campaign with the intention to chase 71.93, the same old price target that we were using up until literally a few minutes ago, where we terminated that position. By the way, we managed to take some profit. I think I mentioned that at the beginning of the video. Wasn't quite as much as we thought we were gonna get there, but you know how it works, right? Trading game is very elusive, changes all the time, and you have to react quickly and decisively, and I think that's what we did. So guys, that's the news, that's the update for the Aussie dollar. Interesting stuff. We'll definitely be back shortly to follow up on the situation. Now, of course, we'll let you know exactly what we're gonna do and when we're gonna do it. All right, guys, that's about that this time. Forex market. Moving on to the second segment on our program, cryptocurrency market. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.